What's up, y'all? Hi. Um, I was gonna say I miss you all. I do. I feel like when I do videos more frequently, I'm more sort of in the energy of my community, and I'm feeling a little outside of that energy right now. And so I just want to tell you I miss you. And you're on my heart today. And I was getting ready to. I was sitting down and praying and beginning my, sort of my spiritual practice for the day. And in that spiritual practice, I first just was a gratitude practice for God and for the loving, generous creator, source energy, whatever you decide to call, and you may not call it anything, but I call it God, the thing that the energetic force that willed into being rivers and oceans and the little lizard I'm looking at on this tree and the bird that just flew by and the ducks in the water and then decided to make me too. I call that force God. And I open my spiritual practice by thanking God. But here's the piece where I was directed to get up and talk to y'all. After I do that, I thank my ancestors, and I think, and I usually start by thanking my immediate ancestors, the ones closest to me. I thank my mama and my grandmama and my great grandmama and my grandma and granddad on my maternal side, and my aunties, my uncles, and my cousins. And then I say in all of those whose names I do not know. But I saw a meme yesterday. I think I reposted. I saw it today, and I think I reposted it. And it talked about the mathematics of ancestry, and that right. And so if you have 4 grandparents, then you have 8 grandparents, right? The exponential number of people that go back that are your grandparents, right? And then it was like if you go back 12 generations, you had to have had at least it's 4,904 or something. I don't know. It was a number that I don't know. 4,094, I think. Sets of grandparents, or grandparents, not sets. You have to have over 4,000 grandparents in order for you to exist. And I want to invite you to be as wildly overwhelmed by that possibility, by that number of humans who made it possible for you to be a human. I invite you to be as overwhelmed by that magic as I was in this moment that made me have to get up and get on here and turn this camera on and tell you that you are not an accident. That something so intentional again and again and again had to happen to make a you. And what a gift. And so in my practice, I said, Jessica Lanyadell, astrologer, read my chart for me back in April, because I wrote her when my life was imploding and was like, are the planets out to get me? And in that reading, she said, I feel your ancestors behind you, and they're like a rainbow, wrapped around you. And that visual has never left me. And I often experience my feeling of having my ancestors around me feels like that. But today it was 4,000 people, 4,000 humans whose individual life, think about the complexity of your own life. The challenges, the heartache, the pain, the struggle that you have had to go through to exist and to continue existing. And then think about the 4,000 people who did that so that you could be here. And, and I talk about this oftentimes. And so certainly I think about that in terms of the particulars of Black people's lives. I see my ancestors in that castle in Ghana, I believe that they call the point of no return. That they took that trip. And they had to survive because I'm here. I don't know if you've ever just let yourself be in touch with what it was that they had to go through for me to be sitting on a couch staring at a river, in a cute little rental house in Reading, Pennsylvania, talking on a device to however many thousands of people will look at this. And when I think about that, then I think about how dare I not survive. Whatever fires, whatever pandemics, whatever violent personification of white, cis, ableist, fat-phobic, heteropatriarchy, is inhabiting the building that enslaved people built. Regardless of all of that, how dare I not survive? How dare I? How dare I act like this little whatever this is finna take me out when I think about what humans had to do to make it so that I could arrive here, what they had to navigate in order for me to be here. And so I'm inviting you today to connect to that lineage. And if you are, if you are a Black person, to connect to that lineage. If you are a person of color, to connect to that lineage. And if you are a white person, to connect to that lineage. Because you also need to connect to, that there were things that were done that made it possible for you to be here, that caused harm. And that your assignment, so what I got clear when I saw that was like, right, my assignment is to survive. My assignment is to thrive in the way that my ancestors were not able to. If you are the descendant of enslavers, if you are the descendant of colonizers, if you are the descendant of those who have caused massive harm, your assignment, your ancestral task is to heal your ancestral line. The same way my ancestral task is to heal my ancestral line. We have the same assignment. You just have it from different directions, because both of those are trauma, right? Both of those are acts and points of trauma. And so it doesn't actually matter who you are phenotypically, racially coded as. The assignment is to heal your line. The assignment is to either undo the timeline your ancestors created, or to undo the timeline that was foisted on your ancestors. And most of us live in a hybrid of those things, let us be clear. We live in a hybrid. That also includes the ways in which our ancestors were harmed because of ableism, because of queerphobia, because of ageism, whatever intersection of oppression, right? We are also being asked to heal those harms in our ancestral line, and we are also being asked to heal the harms that our ancestral line created for others along those areas of intersections of oppression. And so I just want to remind you that that's the assignment. And, you might not know that, but if you spent a moment actually getting in touch with what it has taken for you to exist in this moment, I invite you to be bowled over with awe and gratitude. And then to allow it to catalyze you towards your own healing, because you are undoing timelines and creating new ones when you do it. Bye, y'all.